Alex, it's been a disturbing trend that you and I have been talking about over the last couple months, dealing with Unum Disability Insurance Company, the world's largest group disability insurance company in the world. And the fact that we're continually reviewing these denials, and when we're getting the claim files or we're reading the denial letters, we're seeing that they're routinely going back to the same doctors. We've been handling these Unum claims for 20 years already, and this seems to be that they're getting back to the ways they were in like the early 2000s when they had the regulations where they had to act reasonably and they got fined millions and millions of dollars and sanctioned. And now all of a sudden it's like, how could they be going back to the same doctors that I want to talk about? And I want to talk about specific situations of the types of doctors that you're seeing that they're going back to so that people understand what it is that they're actually doing.
Well, it's a frustrating experience. I'm seeing it over and over again, especially in my situations, mental health claims. I have a lot of clients that are dealing with severe, significant mental health claims that, I mean, I hate to say this, but their lives are on the line. Some of these people have suicidal ideation. They have a history of suicide in their family, and the insurance companies are denying their claims. They have the most supportive providers, most supportive medical records, and what Unum is doing, it's ridiculous. They go to the same 4 doctors. In any single case, they'll use 3 of those 4 doctors, and they're basically yes men. They go, it's like I give an opinion, and doctor number 2 says, I agree with his opinion. Doctor number 3 says, I agree with his opinion. So they're just going in a circle saying, I agree with him, I agree with him. So they say, all right, you're denied because all 3 of our doctors say this. And the reviews in different files, while they're not verbatim, they're nearly verbatim. So I'm comparing all the files that I have because I have more than one Unum case. And I love dealing with Unum, let me say that. I have a great history of dealing with Unum. We deal with a lot of their in-house counsel and pre-suit. They have a good reputation there. And we've sued Unum many times, and I'm not afraid of suing Unum. My goal as a disability attorney is not to sit here and sue insurance companies. My goal is to get people on claim, especially when they're owed disability benefits, especially when they've been denied benefits and they really are disabled. Sometimes it could be a question whether, I could see from both sides why an insurance company could say maybe they're not disabled. And I listen to my client, I see their point of view as well, and I can see, all right, I can see why they're denied. That's why you have to file a lawsuit here. But in certain situations, when I see when Unum's acts so cavalier, using the same 4 names, and I can name them right now if you want to, but seeing the same 4 names over and over again, just agreeing with each other and not even doing true reviews, it's a disservice to their practice as professionals, practice as physicians. Is a disgrace, and I really feel bad for my clients. And we've gotten good judgments out of Unum over the years, whether it's settlements of lawsuits that we filed, or winning the lawsuits against Unum. And unfortunately, there's going to be more lawsuits in the future because the way they're acting again, they've gone back to their old ways, and for lack of a better term, they're screwing people over that really are disabled and need their benefits. And my clients, we're going to get them money. I'm going to get them paid for sure. But they're going months and months and months, and sometimes years, without any income. Or their income they might be very limited to Social Security, or I have a client in the UK who's very limited to government assistance there, but they don't have the same amount of Social Security we have here. And it's just a messed up situation that Unum's putting people through, and it's a very frustrating experience. And they need to do the right things. And I don't know what my next step is.
It sounds like it may be time for another government reassessment, and that maybe the Attorney General's offices, again, from all the states need to get together and say, hey, we looked at you probably like 15 years ago now, maybe even 20, and who's ever the new guard, whoever's come in new and thinks that they're going to open up this can of worms again, it's not going to fly, because there's law firms out there, people like our law firm and what we're doing, and we're seeing this behavior which is not it's not appropriate. It's not fair to what you're doing to the claimants. And it is sad that they're going out selling all these policies without the intention of reasonably reviewing. I won't say they're going out selling these policies without the intention to pay, because don't get me wrong, they pay claims. They don't deny every claim. But lately, in the past year or so, when it comes time to deny a claim, it's like they think like someone got there. I don't know who it is, but we'll find out who it is. And they said, let's simplify the claim review process. Let's limit it to this group of doctors, whether it's psychology, neurology, orthopedic. They have their aerospace science guy, which is always funny that they use that guy, Scott Norris. They'll use him on cancer. They'll use him on a neck issue. They'll use him on a knee issue. They'll use them on a MS case, fibromyalgia, anything. Like Scott Norris is their go-to guy. And the majority of claims that he gets is, yeah, this claim should be denied. This person's subjective complaints don't match their objective evidence. Or he'll pull out one esoteric thing in a record and be like, no, that's not reasonable, that's not supported. He'll never call another doctor. He'll never ask to have a claimant examined. And maybe it is Scott Norris that's going out and teaching all the other doctors here to say, hey, this is how we do. This is how we get more claims denied. How does that help? Number one, it benefits the company. It's less dollars paid out. Number two, from Scott Norris's selfish standpoint, more job security for him. And all these in-house doctors who are on salary because now they got more claims to review, more claims to deny, more claims to work on appeal. And it's just an endless selfish cycle. So I don't think this is just Scott Norris's doing or all of these doctors. Unum knows exactly what they're doing, and they're manipulating the system because they're relying on the arbitrary and capricious standard from in a ERISA claim when it goes to lawsuit to basically say, did you act reasonably? But here's the deal with Unum. They don't care. They don't care that a court's is going to reverse their decision. They don't care that the lawyer is going to get paid attorney's fees. What they care about, and what it seems like they care about, is that they're a publicly traded company, and the less benefits they pay out, the higher their revenue is. The higher their revenue is, the higher their stock price goes up. The higher their stock price goes up, all the employees that have stock options, the higher their compensation. So it's not a unbiased situation where the claimants have these group policies and Unum is the one who's the payee and the reviewer who's supposed to have what's known as a fiduciary duty to do what's in the best interest of the policyholders, just like we have a fiduciary duty to take care of our children and do what's best for them. That's a fiduciary duty. So Unum is, and we're frustrated. So we have this following, thankfully, on our channel here with almost 11,000 subscribers at the time of this video, and probably get more calls and handle more cases for Unum than any other law firm in the country. And we're fighting them and suing them or have cases in dispute with them every day. At no given time do we have less than 100 disputed claims with Unum. But this isn't right, but they don't really care what we're going to say. So I think when you just finished, what you just said a few minutes ago was, I don't know what else to do anymore. Well, we're going to keep fighting and put the evidence in, and we're winning the cases come litigation to get the people
And we're
paid.
going to sue them. But I was trying to say earlier, my goal is not to sue insurance companies. My goal is to win the appeal so my client gets the benefits that they were due by being on claim. A lawsuit is the last resort. But I'm going to sue. Of course I'm going to sue, and we're going to win. And the crazy part is that with my appeals, I'm pointing it out to them. I go, listen, use the same 3 doctors on the last 3 mental health claims I did. I have all their reports. They're all the same, and it's all BS. Like, I'm calling you out. So the judge is going to see my appeal where I call them out and saying the names of the other reports, all the other reports, and the name of the other clients and whatnot. And the judge is just going to see all this. And we're going to win this lawsuit. There's no punitive damages under these group ERISA policies, unfortunately. But we're going to get fees and costs as well. Our clients are going to be made whole.
But the reason we're seeing everything is because we have 14 or 15 disability insurance lawyers. We're handling more of these claims than anyone else in the country. So we probably have upwards of 40% of any claim that they're seeing where there's anyone who's even represented. So we know, we're the watchdogs of exactly what's going on. But if you're a claimant watching this, there are some things you can do beyond just relying on us to do. We're going to take care of whatever we can to get you paid. But you can contact the Department of Insurance. You can contact the Department of Labor. You can also contact the Attorney General's office and say, hey, these are things that are going on. And you can also contact, a lot of people contact their local state representative.
Or the senator.
Or their rep or their senator and say, hey, this is what's going on. If you look back in history, and there's some videos on our channel where I think I remember it was Senator Baucus, who was at the federal level, who was talking about disability insurance companies and unscrupulous practices that they were doing. And a lot of that started with Unum's actions. And a lot of that started with the discretionary clause, and many states have outlawed the discretionary clauses, which makes it where a judge can't just make a decision on his own. He has to defer to the conduct of the insurance company. So we've seen Unum's claim handling manuals. We've seen what the multi-state regulation agreement required them to do. And they're going through the motions, but it's a facade.
100%.
So
And the other thing is the people that are at the bottom level at Unum, the claims analysts, they're the ones that are being overworked and underpaid. And I heard that they get 7 new cases every single month. So if they don't deny any cases, they get 7 more. So if they have 100 right now, next month it's 107, then it's 114, then it's 121. So they have to be incentivized to deny cases, because if not, then they're going to be overwhelmed and they can never come up for air. They're going to drown in cases. So they go to these 4 doctors, especially for mental health claims, to deny cases, and they say, it's enough there, I'm denying cases. But they have to do it because they're being overwhelmed with cases, because the insurance company, I guess they won't hire more people to help them out, or whatever it is, but it is to make money in the end. It's a bad thing what Unum is doing again.
well, I encourage people to contact us. We'll help them with their claim. Also, we have a review section on our website where people can leave public comments about Unum. You can comment on this video and leave comments about Unum, because this is all evidence that state regulators and federal regulators are going to look at, because they contact us and say, hey, what's going on? And we report, because our only goal, we want to get our claimants paid. If you're not entitled to benefits, you're not going to get paid. But if you are entitled to benefits and you meet all of the conditions and you have the reasonable medical support, then you should be getting paid, and that's what our goal is. So if you need help with a Unum claim, feel free to reach out to Alex, myself. No matter where you live in the country, we're available to assist you. We'll never charge any fees or costs unless we recover for you, and we look forward to speaking with you.